Don't need to eat meat to have muscle. Been almost vegan for 3 years, and I'm definitely not as big as I used to be, but it also has to do with the fact that I don't work out like I used to. But anyways, I digress. Back to the topic at hand. So this will be a two-part video. So if you watch the first part, this is the second part. So I made that change, right? I made that change to being less judgmental, and I humbled myself to admit that I was wrong. There are so many lessons that we have to learn, and these are the important lessons. We could try to go to school and do a bunch of things outside of us to try to grow spiritually or to grow as a person. But if you're not going within, you're not growing. You could read as many books as you want. You can be as knowledgeable as you want. You can have all the doctorates, all the certifications, everything. You can have all these things. You can have the cars, the house, whatever. You can have your own island, a helicopter. You can have all these things. But if you're not doing any of the inner work, good luck enjoying it. Good luck enjoying it, because that's where I faltered, I've always been good looking, even though I didn't always believe it. And when I got my body to where I wanted, I still didn't fully love myself because I was not doing the inner work. It doesn't really matter what you achieve. If you're not going within and taking care of yourself and loving yourself, then nothing else matters. If you're not taking care of your health, then nothing else matters. And health is mental, physical, and spiritual. It's all aspects. You have to take care of them all. So I'm so glad that I made those changes. I was able to go within and face myself and truly be honest with myself. We can't keep lying to ourselves. We gotta be honest. We gotta be authentic. The truth. If you want truth, you gotta be truth. You gotta be truthful. You gotta be truthful about how you feel. We lie and we put up with so much because it's what we have to. It's because it's what society says. But society right now is sick, so don't listen to what society says. Take the path less traveled. Do what not everyone is doing. If right now you're following the path of the majority, you're probably drinking, partying, eating a lot of meat, dairy, and eggs. Eating a lot of processed foods, fried foods. You're gossiping a lot. That's what the majority of the world is doing right now, and we are hating on each other. You don't need any of that. I don't need any of that. I got rid of all that, and I'm so glad. It came to a moment came when I was with my friend, and she did something that I did not like, and I was happy, and then she did that, and then I found myself. My mood changed. My mood changed because of something somebody else did. Now I went from feeling good and happy and just like yes, and then now I'm just like I'm angry. I'm just like sitting still, and I'm no longer talking. I'm no longer laughing. I'm no longer smiling. I have changed the mood for both of us, and of course she felt it when my mood changed, and then she got quiet, and then I impacted her mood. So right now we became toxic to each other. Well, but it was my fault. She was just being her, and her being who she is. I took it personally, and I felt like it was something that I had to control. Like it really it turns you into a controlling person, and that's where the danger comes from. Is when you try to control things. In life, there's no need to control anything. Things best happen when you just let them happen. The best example I've seen with this is just look at your own body. Do you really want to be in control of your whole body? Do you? I'm asking you. The subconscious mind takes care of most of your bodily functions. It takes care of everything. If you think about it, you don't have to think. I'm not thinking to do this. This is just happening. It's just happening. It's just happening. I'm not thinking, oh, I gotta do this. Imagine the thought process. If you had to think your movements, there's so much inside of this that you'd have to control. So many different cells, tissues, muscles. So much happening here. So much happening here. Imagine having to control every single aspect of your body. It would be exhausting. And that's why the subconscious mind takes care of that for you. So you gotta leave your brain alone. Let your brain rest by not overthinking things, by not trying to control everything. You can't even control your own body. Honestly, you cannot even control your own body. So why are you trying to control somebody else? Let alone why are you trying to control all these people that are doing all these bad things? good luck living if that is where your focus is at. Instead, focus on your world. Focus on your inner world. Your inner world is what truly matters. That's what's gonna affect your mood the most. Is like what you see on a day to day, how you feel on a day to day, who you're around from the day in the day to day. Because there will always be chaos and things happening in the world, but that doesn't have to be your focus. Use the spiritual laws. Use the hermetic principles to your benefit, and whatever you want in life, whatever you want more of, focus on that. Of course, be grateful for yourself, be grateful for where you are, and be grateful for others. Be grateful that we have free will. Imagine if we did not have free will. You're trying to control everybody, you're going to become a dictator. You're going to want to tell them what to do. Me, I don't care to tell people what to do, because once I tell them to do one thing, then now they're my problem, and then I have to keep telling them and telling them and telling them. I'd rather just live my life, so I live by example. So the controlling thing is also very egotistical. It's very ego. It's an ego thing to think that you can control people. It's an ego thing to want to control people. So I had to get away from the ego. I had to have an ego death. Having an ego death really helped me to just wake up and have energy. Like I told you, literally, she did one thing and it changed my energy around. I went from up here to all the way down there in no second. And it was literally because of that, because of me wanting to be in control, it actually caused me to be out of control. I lost control because now my mood depended on other people. And if your mood depends on other people, if your mood depends on events, if your mood depends on circumstances, you are out of control. You have a lack of control. And only thing that you can control, you have to pay attention, is you can control how you feel. Something happens, you can control how to feel about it. If you're driving and someone just speeds up and cuts you off or whatever, you have a decision. You could be angry, which will do harm to your body, cause your blood to boil, your temperature to rise, and stress on your joints and muscles. It does just a lot of negative things to your body. You could choose that. That's up to you. You have free will. You can fully choose to suffer in that moment, or you can just breathe. Okay, that happened. Maybe he was in a rush, he was angry, whatever, he did it, but it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. So you could take it personally and be angry, or you could just breathe and just, hey, it happened, and just move on and go about your day. That's what I do. And that has helped me out so much. And I can, just that alone, I'll say even if your diet is not perfect, just that alone will help you to have more energy. But of course, I got to that route because I did change my diet. And I think changing our diet is a beautiful thing. If you can eat more raw, more organic, more from the earth, more natural, less processed foods, less things that are just gonna bog us down, eat what feels good. That's how I gauge on what I eat anymore. Like I said in the first part of this video, I'm getting away from labels. I don't want to really call myself a raw vegan. I'm just gonna eat what makes me feel good. And what makes me feel good? Watermelon, mangoes, oranges, papaya, sapote, jackfruit, durian, rambutan, apples, pears, peaches, sugar canes, coconut, limes, lemons, the juices, the vegetables too, man. I love my juices, carrots, beets, celery. There's just so much for that there. That, when I eat those things, I feel alive. I feel happy. I'll eat fruit and I'll just be jumping and just. So that's what I go towards what feels good, So live and let live. Live and let live. Because if you're not letting people live, then they are now your problem. They are now your focus, and it takes away from your own life, because now you're no longer living your own life. And trust me, if you do know what you want, if you've taken the time to figure out what you want and you want more of that, I'm telling you, if you focus on that, focus on it on a loving way. Don't worry about dissing anything else. Don't worry about dissing and saying bad things about anything else, because once you do that, you're putting your focus on that. That's why I don't talk so much about cooked foods anymore, because I don't want to put my focus on it, because I don't care much for it. So focus on what you love. and you will get more of it. And I've been doing that in the past year. I've been focused on what I love. I've been focused on natural living. I've been focused on simplicity, minimalism, love, connection, community. And I am getting those things. And the fruit, I'm getting those things. People are coming into my life that also want to eat more fruit, that want to go out in nature, that want to be naked in nature, that just want to be natural, go to Hawaii, go to a waterfall. Like, these are the people that are coming into my life. In the past, I was getting people that wanted to drink and smoke and, have sex and just things like that. That's what I was attracting, but that was my focus. Now that I'm focusing on these things, I'm focusing on life, I'm living, I'm having so many new experiences, many new opportunities are opening up for me, and I'm seeing life in a whole new way, and I'm just ecstatic. I'm ready for every single day, no matter what. I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be alive. So if you wanted to live, this is my advice. This is how I have changed my life. And I came from a person that was very, very much depressed and hated myself, and I didn't see a point to life. I mean, I lived because I wasn't strong enough. Well, I don't think I hated life bad enough to kill myself, but for a long time I did not see the point in life, and life didn't make sense to me. And life doesn't have to make sense. It's you make sense out of life. You choose you can choose how you want to live. There is no really right or wrong way to live. It's up to you. It's always your choice. If you want to suffer, feel free to suffer. That is your choice. But I'm telling you that you don't have to suffer. There's this one thought that I've had, because I've realized that I am fucking amazing, and we're all amazing. We're all stars. We're all just amazing, amazing human beings. We're amazing. We're amazing energy beings. We're just... It's like hard to explain this, like how amazing we are and how amazing life is. But I've realized, like, I have a lot of gifts, I have a lot of talents, there are a lot of things that I can do, and I am blessed. I am so freaking blessed, and so are you. We take our blessings for granted. We take our lives for granted. We take our bodies for granted. We take our friends, our families. We take all this stuff for granted, not realizing how blessed we are. Isn't that insanity, to be so blessed and yet to not even see it? But I'm so blessed, and I'm just like, and sometimes I sit there and I'm just like, do I really deserve all of this? Because I talk to a lot of people, and I've seen suffering, and I've seen what people have gone through. I've talked to people, and people have told me, it's the stuff that they've gone through, and I'm just like, I haven't gone through all that, so why do I deserve this body? Why do I deserve this beautiful body, this beautiful hair, this beautiful beard? Why do I deserve this? Why do I deserve this gift of speaking? Why do I deserve this gift of intuition, this sixth sense? Why do I deserve all this when I haven't suffered nearly as much as they have? But it's like, why do we think that we have to suffer in order to be good at something, in order to be great, in order to be beautiful? Why do we think we have to suffer? Society has brainwashed us to think that we have to work hard, and not just like work hard, but like work and literally suffer for it. Like, we have to work hard. Everyone's talking about, like, oh yeah, I did this and I did that, so I did this and I did that. Like, we are always working hard, but not working smart. We try to force things to happen rather than allowing them to happen. I'm allowing this to happen. I'm not forcing anything. I'm in a mode of allowance. I am in a mode of surrender. I have surrendered to life. That, to me, that is the best way to live, is just to surrender to it. Because what can you do? You can't control it. You can't control life, so why try to control it? Just surrender. It's the easiest. It's the path of least resistance. Surrender to life. Be aware, pay attention, and see things for how they truly are, and how magical they are, and how everything is working in your best favor. It's all working for you. Like, you literally have this whole experience designed just for you, to help you grow, to remind you of who you are, and to encourage you to be more of who you are, to expand. It's all for you. So in order to live, just let go and surrender. Surrender to yourself. Surrender, if you are religious, even if you're not religious, surrender to God, also known as your higher self, also known as love, also known as energy, frequency, vibration. Surrender to the rhythm of life. So that's my video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, hit the like button, share these videos, and of course, hit me up in the comment section, and get out there and live. You know, you can watch videos all day, you can read books all day, you can have all this knowledge, but it does not matter if you don't go out there and live. See you guys in the next one. Peace.